When was the last time you let someone see the real you? Not the polished, I'm fine version you show the world, but the raw, unfiltered you. If you're like most men, it's been a while. Maybe you were taught that showing emotion is weak, that you're supposed to have it all together, that real men keep it inside. But here's the truth. Vulnerability isn't about being weak. It's about being brave enough to be real. In this video, I'm going to show how to transform your relationships, rebuild your confidence, and unlock a life of strength and authenticity. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's power. Strength isn't about never struggling. It's about showing up, even when you're scared. Think about the strongest moments in your life. Were they the ones where everything was easy? Or were they the moments where you felt exposed but pushed forward anyway? You see, we've got this all wrong. We think strength means being bulletproof. But true strength, it's about being human enough to admit when something hurts. When you open up, you're not saying, "I'm weak." You're saying, "I'm strong enough to face what's real." That's the kind of strength that changes lives. I remember sitting across from my best friend, hands shaking, telling him about my anxiety attacks. Know what happened? He shared his own struggles. That moment didn't make us weak. It made us brothers in the fight. It takes courage to admit when you're struggling. But that courage, it's what makes you strong. The connection you're missing. Here's something most men don't realize. Vulnerability doesn't push people away. It pulls them closer. When you open up, you're giving others permission to do the same. That's how real connections are built, not through shared victories, but through shared struggles. Think about your closest friendships. The ones where you can truly be yourself. They weren't built on pretending, were they? They were built on moments like this, moments of honesty. Let me break this down for you. When you hide your struggles, you're not just protecting yourself, you're building walls. And those walls, they're keeping out the very connections you're looking for. I see it all the time. Men sitting in silence, carrying burdens alone, wondering why they feel disconnected. Meanwhile, the answer is right there. Share your story. Let people in. Every time you open up, you're strengthening the bonds that matter most. You're creating space for real friendship, deeper love, and authentic connection. The freedom of letting go. We all wear masks, pretending to have it all together, afraid of what people might think if they saw the truth. But the reality is, pretending is exhausting. The freedom you're looking for? It starts with letting go of the act. Here's what most people don't tell you. The energy you spend maintaining that perfect image. It's draining you. It's keeping you from living fully, loving deeply, and showing up authentically. I've been there, checking every word, managing every impression, terrified of being found out. Know what changed? The day I realized nobody has it all figured out. We're all works in progress. Here's the thing. The people who matter won't judge you. And the people who judge you, they don't matter. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll stop caring about how others see you and start focusing on living for yourself. Turning pain into power. Pain isn't the enemy, it's the proving ground. Every setback you've faced, every heartbreak, failure, or fear, it's shaping you. Strength doesn't come from avoiding pain, it comes from leaning into it. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine went through a brutal breakup. He felt like his world had collapsed, but instead of running from the pain, he faced it head on. He started journaling, working out, and reflecting on what went wrong. That heartbreak didn't break him, it built him. Your pain is the chisel. It's carving you into the man you're meant to be. Here's what most people get wrong. They think vulnerability means dwelling in pain, but it's the opposite. When you acknowledge your pain, when you share it, that's when healing begins. Think about a wound. Does it heal better when you ignore it? Or when you clean it, treat it, and give it what it needs? Your emotional wounds are no different. The hidden cost of silence. What we don't talk about enough is the price we pay for staying silent. Every time you swallow your truth, every time you push down what you're really feeling, you're not just hiding, you're hurting yourself. That stress you're carrying, those sleepless nights, the tension in your relationships, often they're symptoms of unexpressed truth. I've seen it happen too many times. Men losing themselves to silence, watching their relationships crumble, their mental health suffer, all because they believed the lie that staying quiet meant staying strong. Building real resilience. Here's what real resilience looks like. It's not about being unbreakable. It's about knowing how to put yourself back together when life hits hard. And you know what? That process starts with being honest about where you're hurting. Think about it like building muscle. You don't get stronger by avoiding the weight. You get stronger by pushing against it, feeling the strain, and recovering smarter. Your emotional resilience works the same way. Each time you open up, Each time you face what's real, you're building that strength. A simple challenge to start. Here's my challenge for you. This week, take one small step toward vulnerability. Call a friend and tell them how you're really feeling. Apologize to someone you've hurt. Share a fear you've been carrying. It doesn't have to be big, just one honest moment. And I promise, it'll feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders. Start small. Maybe it's telling your partner about that stress at work. Maybe it's admitting to a friend that you're not okay. Whatever it is, take that step. Remember this, every great journey starts with a single step. Your journey to authentic strength, it starts with one moment of truth. Vulnerability is about choosing to be real, even when it's hard. Let's pull it all together. Here are your 7 steps to transform vulnerability into strength. 1. Embrace the power shift. Stop seeing vulnerability as weakness and start using it as your strength. 2. Build real connections. Tear down those walls and create deeper relationships through honest conversations. 3. Drop the perfect act. Let go of that exhausting mask and start actually living. 4. Transform your pain. Stop running from your struggles and use them as fuel for growth. 5. Break the silence. Keeping everything bottled up isn't protecting you, it's destroying your peace. 6. Develop true resilience. Focus on recovery and rebuilding instead of being unbreakable. 7. Take that first step. Choose one person this week and share something real. These aren't just ideas. They're your blueprint for becoming the strongest version of yourself. So, are you ready to take that first step? This video only shows a part of the process, so make sure you also watch this so you know exactly what steps to take on this new journey. Click it, watch it, and let's keep building the strongest version of you together.